And here, white to play.
So here is a star move. What do you think white played in this position if you haven't seen the game? How can white open things up towards the black king?
So of course not exchanging the queens, because even though it's still possible, um, white would like to keep the pieces and try to create some attack.
So we want to open up some lines. So what are some lines that might be nice to open up? The first one, maybe getting a rook here would be nice.
Yes, rook on the 7th rank.
Maybe this diagonal would be nice because the king is on a7, so maybe we can open things up. So how could we go about opening up that diagonal? b4 is one idea.
Yes, if queen d6, let me show this quickly.
Yes.
If queen d6, rook d6, and rook e7 check trying to go for this pawn, white first attacks the knight here.
So the knight
And
has
also
to
he gets
be defended
on
first.
d5. This or even b4, he gets this pawn and it's not so clear.
So if we want to try to open up this diagonal, b4 is one option. What are some other options? Type in the chat if you have some other ideas here.
Prem, you have already seen this game, yes? He found the move in the chat. Yes, this is definitely Kasparov's Immortal game.
So b4, without analyzing it further, it might be okay. But the white king could get a little weak there because we're moving pawns in front of the king. So instead of
Black
that...
would prefer to exchange the queens. Or also knight d5. No, I think I will exchange the queens and then play knight d5. If b4.
Yeah. There you go. So why don't you show the move, Rucha?
Yes, it's time to see the move. So the move here played by white is a rook sacrifice, and rook d4 was played in the game. So now if black takes the queen, we can just take with the rook, and the rook goes to the 7th file with an extra pawn on d4 now. So black takes this sacrifice, cd4. And how to continue after giving this sacrifice? Queen d4, then queen b6.
So queen d4 and simply queen b6.
If rook e7 check, then
now we can't play king b8 because, whoops, free queen.
he can play knight d7, I guess.
Knight to d7, yeah. And now white has to do something about their queen because their queen is currently undefended.
Yes, so this is not enough for white. So let's go back, and here comes another beautiful move of this game. You play it. Next move.
So in the first game, we saw one fantastic move. In this game, Kasparov plays two fantastic moves back to back. So he already sacked one rook. And he says, well, I don't need the other rook either. Rook e7.
Yes. So another rook sacrificed by white, and this time black cannot take the rook
So what
because
happens
if
if queen takes rook? That's the first question.
yes, this was not played in the game, but what happens if he accepts this sacrifice?
Well, now we see the dark squared diagonal to be very weak because black no longer has this queen b6 move.
Yes. And king b8, then queen b6, very strong move. And after bishop b7, knight c6 check, this square is defended. And next, when the king moves, not take the queen, but just finish the game like this.
And look
So
at
that
that
would be
bishop on h3. When Kasparov played it, it looked like it wasn't doing anything, but it takes away the c8 square, which is a very important square around the king.
Yes. Now we see the power of this bishop. So he cannot take the rook, so he played king b6. Now black is attacking these pieces and this.
So black is up a rook, and white only currently has one pawn for it. And as Rucha said, the knight and the rook are attacked. So white is going to lose even more material here.
So now white played queen capture d4 check. We need to keep the attack going, or else black is having more